Okay, gamers. So this is actually, believe it or not, the first map that I have recorded since episode 1 went live. I don't record these chronologically, so this isn't necessarily going to be the first chapter that I recorded. Although the last one I recorded, I believe, was the desert, so technically this does come directly after the desert, but also it's 2 months later. Surprise. I just sort of wasn't motivated to do post-commentary, because of how unfun post-commentary for the desert was. It was so bad. So yeah, this is not a map where much happens. I have to recruit Zane, and Zane is useful because he can turn into Bantu, and Bantu is useful because he's invincible now. But other than that, hey, there's a one-tile-wide choke point. I can just sort of stall for time and then eventually warp skip the map after recruiting Zane. So I thought that rather than talk about everything that's going on screen, I hope you weren't expecting commentary on that, because this isn't that type of playthrough. I would just sort of reflect on my thoughts for the series going live and sort of the evolution of me as a content creator, since some of these episodes I recorded like 2 years ago. I recorded some of this commentary at the very beginning of my time doing stuff. Like, I was still living in North Carolina at the time. I think I had just finished recording my FE9 0% playthrough, and I was in the middle of my Awakening 0%. Like, these are some old-ass videos. I hadn't done any, well, not scripted content. I don't script any of my shit, but I hadn't done any of the, like, long-form stuff, right? Any of the, like, video essay, that's pretentious. The Friday videos, I call them Friday videos. I hadn't done any of those at this time. And I was also, like, weirdly concerned about perception. I think somebody actually commented, I forgot, I had said something about, like, not wanting to appear, like, too SJW or something, which, fuck, that's a red flag. It was very early in my transition, and I think I was worried about being accepted in, like, womanhood. So I sort of overcorrected to be like, no, I'm hashtag one of the good ones. Which, I was also, like, at the time, friends with Mecha, which anyone who knows me now knows that I'm not, because he's, like, a horrible racist, transphobe, etc., etc. But I had subscribed to his Patreon, and through the Patreon Discord, we had gotten to know each other a bunch. And it was like a weird parasocial relationship. Like, he did refer to us as friends, but only after I unsubscribed to the Patreon, he wanted to convince me to resubscribe. So I don't really know how to feel about that. He sent me a DM because I unsubscribed because he was defending his transphobic friend's right to call me a man. So I was like, fuck that shit. I don't want to be in this environment anymore. And he sent me a DM like, just so you know, you'll always be welcome to rejoin the Patreon because I consider you a friend. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this manipulative bullshit? Like, the more I sit on it, the more I'm just whatever. But, and I guess that is, like, relevant to the FE1 playthrough, because I know I got a lot of comments on the earlier videos in this playthrough about how, oh, I was excited for this playthrough ever since I heard about it on the tier list you did with Mecha. Because I did appear on Mecha's channel a couple of times for his PvP, and we did the tier list together. And so the fact that, like, I don't know, the fact that because I think it was when I was recording this, like, when I was recording the post-commentary, was when I was on, like, the 2 years ago stuff was when I was on his channel. So I probably mentioned it. I really wish that those videos were not public anymore. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, because the thing is, even before his transphobia, like, directly affected me, there was some, like, gross racist shit that I overlooked because of the thrill of, like, this celebrity is my friend. Like, he DMs me stuff in confidence. We talk about things. Like, I know things about him that the public doesn't. And yeah, that's how parasocial relationships work, right? They prey on that power dynamic. So I'm ashamed of myself, and I'm not gonna pretend that it didn't happen, but I do wish that I hadn't ignored the fact that he has a blackface profile picture, or ignored the fact that he, like, his Patreon has a running joke of people using, like, a fake Japanese accent and doing English, like the broken English that people do to make fun of East Asian people. In the defense of, like, oh, well, this is just actually, it's meant to be, like, praising that. It's gross stuff like that. I don't know. It's got me reflecting a lot on, that wasn't that long ago, right? Like, it was like 2 years ago. Overlooking even, obviously it's bad to overlook that stuff, but then even overlooking things where, like, he would be directly sexist towards me. Like, when I was on the PvP video, actually, I didn't know about this. Someone actually told me about it, like, a year ago. But, apparently when I was on the PvP video, it was, like, him, me, and Modern Mind. And when I, got up to get, like, lunch or something, the two of them just started talking about how, I'm bad at video games because I'm a girl. Like, what the just level 0 sexism joke. So I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. And obviously I can disavow him now. But part of me feels like some amount of guilt for not recognizing it earlier, I guess, would be the way of putting it. I'm still, like, I talk about it more publicly now than I did, a couple of months ago, but I'm still, well, part of it is I don't want to do, like, a drama video, because drama videos are never good for your channel. Even if they do get, like, clicks or whatever, the people who come just want to be there for the drama, and that's not the sort of content that I want to make. But also part of it is, like, he has a larger platform than me, and he's, like, shown a willingness to leverage that platform against smaller creators before. He made a video about how Mengs is a sexual harasser, and didn't mention that Mengs is racist, because he himself participated in the various racist jokes with Mengs, so, like, of course he never brought up the racism, because then that would be admitting to his own guilt. Right? But in that same video where he's talking about Mengs as, like, a rapist or sexual assaulter, which, like, to be clear, because I know that there's some group of people who criticize Mecha to try to defend Mengs. Mengs is also a horrible person. He's a white supremacist, he's a rapist, all that fun stuff. But in that same video, he went on, like, a 20-minute tangent about Chaz, or Choops Chaz, he goes by different names, who is also a rapist, and he was like, by the way, I don't know anything about this situation, but that victim is a liar, and his audience, like, went and harassed her, and then she left Twitter. And he knew this would happen too, because if you look in the comments of that video, there's a comment from Don about how, he had warned Mecha, like, don't do this, like, that's gonna send your audience to harass her, and then look at what happened. And it's just, like, I don't know. Time for Warp Skip. This is a depressing episode, ain't it? Bye.